This is LG G7, also called as G7 ThinQ in some countries, a successor to LG G6. LG has tried to put everything in this smartphone: best processor, best camera, boom sound, RAM, etc. But does the phone has enough to beat out the competition? Let's find out in my hands-on with the device. But before I start the video, kindly subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell icon so you will get notified every time I post a new video. So let's talk about the phone in different segments, starting with the design. So talking about the design, LG G7 feels more like a mashup between LG G6 and LG V30. The G7 measures 71.9 mm wide and 7.9 mm thick. Two figures taken from the G6 blueprint. But in order to accommodate this year's tweaked screen geometry, the handset is quite a bit taller, coming in at 148.9 mm, even taller than the V30. Despite the bigger size this year, LG has managed to keep weight the same. Now that's not a decision without its consequences, as the G7 packs a battery that is nearly 10% smaller than what was on the G6. Now thankfully LG has kept the headphone jack around, but moves it from the phone's top edge to the bottom edge. Overall, the design is nothing groundbreaking, but still I will call it decent. Just like an increasing number of companies making phones with ultra-wide screens, in the case of G7 we are talking about a panel with an aspect ratio of 19:5:9. LG has given the G7 a notch. The G7 uses an LCD panel equipped with a special white subpixels for what LG calls its super bright display. By using those additional elements in concert with the regular RGB subpixels, LG gives us a screen it claims is capable of 1000 nits of output, a figure that would make displays seriously bright. There is no denying that it's an exceptionally bright panel, and at 100% brightness is noticeably brighter than the G6. For its highest output, you need to manually engage the G7's boost mode, which really pushes luminosity. Like past G6 phones, color temperature is a little on the cool side here. Now overall the display is good, but yes, it's not comparable to Samsung Galaxy S9 or a Note 8 display. Talking about the battery, with only a 3000 mAh battery, the LG G7 takes a capacity hit from the 3300 mAh on G6. That coupled with a physical large LCD, especially when running on the upper end of its brightness scale, definitely has a toll on the Galaxy G7's charge-to-charge longevity. The good news is that LG hasn't skimped on recharging options. In addition to the phone's wired fast charging, which is Quick Charge 3.0 compatible, we also see the return of wireless charging, and that's far from a certainty in today's smartphone landscape. But still, squeezing on the size of the battery capacity on a taller display isn't a good idea, LG. LG has finally given its flagship the deep well of storage it deserves, outfitting the G7 with 64GB flash memory. That's up from a 32GB base level last year and should prove more than adequate for most users' storage needs. MicroSD expansion is always available if you need to push beyond even that storage. And the most storage-hungry users always have the option of attempting to track down the LG G7 Plus with its big 128GB capacity if you are in the right market. LG has been positioning its flagship smartphone hardware for a few years now to appeal to users who value audio performance. The phone's Hi-Fi Quad DAC is once again available as an option when plugging in the wired headphones. This year, LG isn't just emphasizing headphone performance with an emphasis on high-quality reproduction. While some of its efforts in this direction are more successful than others, overall, I like what LG is doing with the G7 and sound. How about speakers? And has upgraded its speaker tech for a boombox experience. And as is perhaps quite fitting for that name, it is indeed loud. It's not really a satisfying loudness. Instead, sounding quite flat and lifeless. It's also really hard to get that boombox effect dialed into a comfortable volume level. At the max volume, the loudness is just uncomfortable. Even if the speaker audio quality was where we would like it to be, it would be ideal if it's little more granular. But still, I would like to appreciate what LG is trying to do, trying to give us a cinematic multimedia experience. One of the most important thing in today's smartphone is the camera. The cameras on LG G7 are decent, and the performance isn't too far removed from the last year's flagships. We again get a nice choice of standard and wide-angle lenses, both 16 megapixel cameras, and while images from them can appear very nice, there is an unmistakable processed look to much of what you will shoot. While some users won't love that, LG seems to unabashedly embrace this direction, and its camera software is all about filters. This is especially true when using the AI cam mode, which attempts to analyze the scene before you and suggest some appropriate camera settings. I would call the new camera on LG G7 an evolutionary improvement over the LG V30 and LG G6 last year. Now, despite of having some decent cameras, for some strange reasons, LG smartphones are not much reviewed by the DxO Mark, which is one of the most reputed and respectable mobile camera reviewers. I wanted to see LG G7 in line with iPhone X, Google Pixel 2 XL and Samsung Galaxy S9 or even Huawei P20 Pro, but unfortunately that's not the case. But regardless of the rating, the cameras on G7 is good, but again fell short in terms of the comparison around. But on the brighter side, it has a manual mode, so if you know how to use manual mode, you can take some stunning pictures and also videos. With Snapdragon 845 and 6GB of RAM, you don't have to worry about the performance. But it's running the LG's own UI, which some of us like and some of us don't. But at the end, it's Android, so you can download Nova Launcher or Pixel Launcher and you're good to go. Let's check out the full specification of the smartphone. Now, one of the most important thing is the pricing. With the competition around getting lower in terms of price, LG G7 will cost you around $750 to $800 depending on your choice of carrier. When carrier discounts can score you a Galaxy S9 for under $550, or you can easily pick up a new OnePlus 6 at the same level, it's hard to justify shelling out $200 extra for the G7. Now, don't get me wrong, LG G7 is a decent phone, but it's not really doing anything particularly special to demand premium pricing, short of just being a generally nice phone. But when other equally nice, if not slightly nicer, handsets can be had for significantly less, why would anyone pay so much for the LG's offering? Right now, there isn't any satisfying answer to this question. I will probably see some big discounts popping up over the months to come, at which point the LG G7 will feel like a much more competitive phone. But at the moment, the sales have just begun and there are not many compelling reasons to seek out for G7. Now, LG really needs to reschedule the pricing of LG G7 as soon as possible before the phone becomes older in the memories of people. With the launching of Galaxy Note 9 next month and iPhone 10 Plus successor soon, if LG could change the pricing, there is no reason why people will not buy this phone. It's a decent phone. I would really like to recommend this phone to everyone, but at the moment, just because of the pricing, I'm hesitating because we have really a lot of good options around us. And also, I'm trying to avoid talking about this ThinQ branding for the whole AI new camera setting. I think just like the Honor 10 AI camera setting, it is better to switch off in this phone also. Also, I was expecting LG to release this phone with Android 8.1, but unfortunately, I see 8.0. Hopefully soon LG will give the update. On the positive side, I will say it has one of the best LCD screens, which can really go very high in brightness. It has a decent camera. The phone is quite light, which is very comfortable to use. I'm not a very big fan of the boom box it comes with, but I really commend LG for trying very hard to give users very good sound quality options, both speaker quality and the headphone. The phone is dust and water resistant, with IP68 certification. It has a face unlock recognition. Also, it has a unique feature. Now, users have more voice command options with Google Assistant, even if they are 16 feet away, making this a competitor for not only smartphone voice recognition, but also that of the smart speakers. Well, I'm not sure how in real life is gonna perform. The smartphone comes in 4 color options: Aurora Black, Platinum Grey, Raspberry Rose, and Moroccan Blue. In my hands-on, I was able to see the black and the grey, and to be honest, they both look good. But the grey one does remind me of Galaxy S9 grey color. So that's all guys for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you really liked the video. If you want to see the newest mobile reviews, then kindly subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you will constantly get updates of my new videos. Soon I'll be making a video of Xiaomi's new phone, Xiaomi Redmi 6 Pro. So stay tuned and see you in my next video. Till then, goodbye. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the video, kindly hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will really appreciate that. Also, click on the notification icon, the bell icon, so you will constantly get updated with my new videos. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Till then, goodbye.